Father Mark Simpson here, Associate Pastor of Holy Family Parish. And June 11th is the solemnity of the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, also known as the Feast of Corpus Christi. And so this year we're going to do something special on this feast where we honor our Lord and His body and blood in the most holy Eucharist. There is a movement going on in the United States called the Eucharistic Revival. And starting on June 11th, we will begin that revival here on a parish level. And so it begins on this wonderful feast. And one of the things that we are going to do to kickstart this year of our own Eucharistic revival, a renewal of our own belief in the Eucharist, is a Eucharistic procession between the 8:30 Mass and the 11 a.m. Mass on June 11th. Now, what is a procession and why do we do it? A procession is simply just the placing of the Eucharist in our monstrance, and the priest will take the monstrance and process around our property with the Lord. Why would we do this? Well, it began over 600 years ago. It's this wonderful tradition of the Church of remembering that Christ is our head. He leads us as the mystical body of Himself. We get to share in His mystical body, and we must follow Christ. And it's not just here in the church, but when we go forth at the end of Mass, we're called to continue following Christ into the world and do His work. And so a procession is a great reminder for us that we are pilgrims. We are pilgrims on a journey to follow Christ, as well as to be a witness to the world. Who Christ is and our belief of Him in the Eucharist. And so please join us for this procession. We'll begin in the church and we'll process straight out the doors into the parking lot over to our Marian grotto. Well, we will have a prayer for Our Lady, because who knows Jesus better than His own mother? And so there we will sing her praises and ask her to help us journey through life as she did with our Lord. From there we will end up right here in the columbarium where I am standing now. You know, oftentimes we hear about the church, but sometimes we forget that the church not only includes us, but also the angels and saints in heaven that are singing God's praises already, and also those holy souls in purgatory that are longing to gaze upon the face of Christ. Here in this very columbarium, some of the founding members of this parish have been laid to rest. Some of your loved ones, young and old, are here laid to rest. We will ask for their prayers as well as pray for them. In the Eucharist, at Mass, that is where heaven and earth kiss, where the whole church is present, the church triumphant, the church suffering, and the church militant. And that's how we will end our Eucharistic procession. Everything we do here must flow from the graces in the Eucharist. So please join us in this wonderful procession as we walk with our Lord to these different areas on our property, and let us renew our own devotion and faith and belief in the Lord and His real presence. Thank you, and God bless.